Good day, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for joining me live for Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and this is Sip. And SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. It is the truth. It is the truth. I don't know why my glasses look like foggy-ish. Okay, let's just wipe those down. I don't have on a mask, so it shouldn't be clouding up like that. All right. All right. There we go. So welcome again, everyone. I am Rev Melissa. I am an ordained interfaith minister, a licensed religious science practitioner, a spiritual life coach, and the spiritual director, senior minister at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living here in New York. And all of that is my ministry of joy, where I support people in living life in joy, connected to their yes. So if you need support, reach out to me. Just reach out and we can set up some time to talk. Yes, yes, yes. So I think I'm going to change my glasses because those keep doing something weird. So let's just change the glasses. And let me just say good morning to you, Tim. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Yes, yes, yes. It's good to see you. It's good to see everyone joining in for today's sip. And so, whew, I got warm all of a sudden. Maybe that's why my glasses were fogging up, but I'm going to wear these instead, Nan, because those blue ones, they are not doing it for me today. So I got glasses all over the house. So good day, everybody. So I think I am complete with our marathon series. And it was a wonderful series, wasn't it? Mm. It was a wonderful series. I learned so many things. I hope you learned some things too, like the origin of the marathon and how it used to be 25 miles and it became 26.2 miles because of the British royal family and the goddess of victory, Nike, all that wonderfulness. And the highlight of it all was Sekou running the New York City Marathon, crossing the finish line. It was amazing. It was spectacular to be there, to see him running through Harlem with Nan. It was just an amazing experience. And I shared what my experience was of the whole thing yesterday in yesterday's sip. So if you missed it, please catch the replay. I even shared the video when Nan and I saw Sekou running, first walking, and then he started jogging, y'all, in Harlem as he was heading towards the finish line. So it was extraordinary experience. So I was thinking about where we're going next. Where are we going next, Bonnie? That's what I was thinking about when I woke up this morning. Because the download wasn't right there. Thank you, Bonnie. She said you're a good journal. You're a good journalist. Thank you. The download for the new series wasn't apparent to me when I first woke up this morning. And so, when that happens, I don't concern myself about it. I just keep going with my day and I do all the things that I do in the morning. I do my spiritual practice because usually something will spark as I go through my day in the morning. And sure enough, that happened today, right? And I also woke up this morning, Simone, feeling a little scattered, like feeling like all over the place. Like there's just a lot going on. I'm taking my aunt to the doctor this afternoon. My girls were out of school yesterday for election day. I hope everybody voted. And so they had to go to the eye doctor and then get glasses. It was just a whole lot going on yesterday, and I woke up feeling like all over the place, like pieces of me were just all over the place. And so, I stopped. I took some deep breaths to center myself, to gather myself, just to pause and to slow things down. You ever wake up and it's just whoosh, rushes at you, all the things, all the things that need to get done. So I said, let's slow it down, Melissa. Let's slow it down. And taking deep breaths, Linda, helps me to slow things down. That and doing my meditation. Oh, yes. Thank you, Nan. She said, off topic, but gorgeous necklace. Is that a Gladys Williams special? Okay, off topic. Sidetrack real quick. Yes, this is Gladys Williams. Amazing crystal matching earrings. Just extraordinary. Go to asantejewels.com and find yourself just extraordinary pieces of art that Gladys creates into jewelry. So this is one of a kind. She does one of a kind pieces. So you won't find this, but you'll find something. I promise you. It is amazing. Yes, yes, it is amazing. I needed this crystal energy on me today. So I was like, okay, girl, you're gonna wear a turtleneck and some crystals. That's what we're doing today. Turtleneck and crystals. So in my scatteredness, I became aware that I was also telling myself stories, right? You ever catch yourself telling yourself a story? And it's usually not a good story, right? Let's be honest, right? So I'm feeling scattered. I realized that I'm telling myself a story when I started to slow down. And it made me think about stories we tell each other, right? Not each other. Well, we tell each other stories too, but more stories that we tell ourselves. Stories that we tell ourselves. And that sparked my remembering a story that I read when I was preparing for my sermon last Sunday about a frog. So I went back to find the story because I didn't use it in my sermon, but I just love the story. And when things, you'll know me by now, when things like that just pop into my mind, my intuition, my knowingness, I follow it. I follow it because there's usually something there for me. And usually when there's something there for me, I think there's something there for you too. So I'm going to share this story. And it's from the book Learn to Live by Irvin Seal. And it's a new thought interpretation of the parables. But this story, I guess you could say it's a parable also, but it's a really good story about a frog. Quick story. A frog fell into a deep rut on a muddy road. He jumped and jumped in an effort to get out, but to no avail. His friends stood around and watched and sympathized. But when evening fell, they all went home, leaving the frog in the deep rut. When morning came, they all returned and found the frog sitting on the side of the road, chirping a song of victory in the sunlight. His friends all inquired, how did you get out of that hole? How did you get out of that deep rut? The frog replied, a truck came along and I had to get out. A truck came along and he had to get out of that hole. He had to get out of that deep rut. So I said, okay, Spirit, you took me to this story. I am feeling scattered, not necessarily in a rut, but don't we sometimes get into a rut? That frog got into a deep rut, right? Now, we could say literally he was in a hole, right? But also on another level, on a spiritual level, we can find ourselves in a hole, in a deep rut, and telling ourselves stories about being in the rut. Now, what did his friends do? His friends was just like standing around looking at him, sympathizing, and then they went on about their business, leaving him there, right? And when they came back the next day, he was on the side of the road singing his song of victory. And they were like, "How did you get out?" And he said, "A big old truck was coming, so I had to get out." Right? Oftentimes, we wait. We wait until there's a semi truck coming our way for us to move. For us to move. We don't have to wait, right? We don't have to wait for a semi truck to be heading our way for us to move. The frog thought a new thought. That's what the story is telling us. When you find yourself in a rut, right? It's usually connected to some old thinking, some old patterns of limiting thinking, some old patterns of limiting belief, some old patterns of it. And what do we need to do? What did the frog do? The frog thought a new thought. Yes, he did. He thought, oh my God, that truck is coming. If I don't get my behind out of this rut, I'm going to get hit and squished and die. Right? So his new thought was, I can do this. I can do this. I can save myself. I could be my own hero, right, Sekou? I could be my own hero and think a new thought. Believe that I can get out of this situation. I can get out of this old pattern of thinking, these old beliefs that get me in a hole of doubt, of worry, of fear, of limitation, whatever it may be. And so, just like the frog, we have the power within us that we can use to move. To move. Now, when his friends came back the next day and the frog was on the side of the road, he just moved. He didn't move far. He just moved from being in the deep rut, being in a hole, to the side of the road. He took a baby step. He leaped out and he was right there. They didn't come back and he was gone, right? He wasn't like miles away. We only need to take a baby step to move ourselves gently and kindly out of our holes that we may find ourselves in. Yes, Wayne. Yes. One step and the next gets you where you're going. Yes. It only takes one step, one leap, one hop to move us. I think about if I allowed myself to follow the the scattering thoughts, right? And I know where they will lead me to because I've been there before, right? It's a place that we visit all the time if we allow ourselves to go there. The place of feeling overwhelmed, the place of feeling stressed out, the place of feeling like, oh my God, how am I going to do all of this? Right? But we could think a new thought. We could think a new thought. And that new thought can move us in the direction that we really want to go in. So, what story are you telling yourself today? Is it a story that's going to keep you in the deep rut? Are you going to wait until it gets so bad, like a semi truck is heading towards you before you move, before you shift? Or will you shift yourself? Will you minister to yourself? Will you coach yourself? Will you talk loving kindness to yourself so that you can move? Just that one step. Yes, Nan. And when you take a step, the view you see is then a little different, opening new possibilities. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for that, Nan. A shift in perspective is all we need. It's a little shift. And then follow that. Don't follow the rut. Don't go down the hole, right? Take a leap. Take a leap. So the next time you find yourself in a story, and finding yourself in a story requires awareness, self-awareness. It requires just taking a moment and checking in with myself, asking yourself out loud, wait a minute, what story am I in right now? Is this an old story? This is a repeat. I done saw this story already. Let me change the channel of my mind and create a new story where I am already victorious. Yes? Yes, Bonnie. Bonnie said, when you go through hell, don't stop. That's right. Don't stop. Keep going. All right, y'all. So that's where I am today. It might be a series of stories this week. And I loved how this frog story just leaped into my lap. All right, y'all. All right. So let's get into some joy news. I didn't share joy news yesterday. So I want to share some joy news today. Let's see. Today is Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we do a wonderful thing at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, where I am the spiritual director. On Wednesdays, we have our hour of power. And the second Wednesday of the month, we have the power of prayer. And we know that prayer works. And we do a specific type of prayer. We do affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment. We know that all prayers are answered. And we know that there is a revelation of revealing of the truth in prayer. And so that is the place that we pray from. So if you have something going on in your life and you want to release it to prayer, please join us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to Rockland CSL, click on Events, Hour of Power, and you will be in the Zoom room with us tonight. Or you could just be in the vibration of prayer. You don't have to say anything. You could just show up and just be in the energy of prayer. Okay? All right. So I want to offer that. And then this weekend, Sunday, we have Living Life in Joy. And it is a wonderful, wonderful interview that I did with Fee King. Fee King is right there. And it really was one show that went an hour long, and I decided to make it into two parts. So the first part that I'm going to show is my interview with Fee King. And last Sunday was really the second part where Fee King and I shared our day 410 of Sekou's. So Sekou had the stroke on day 409 of him running consecutively, 409 days. And on day 410, he didn't run. And we were like, what happened? And so we shared what that was like for us. And I aired that last Sunday on Living Life in Joy. So if you missed it, please check out the replay. And this Sunday, I'm sharing my interview with Fee King, who is an amazing woman. She is a fitness guru. She's an actress. She's many things. So please check her out interviewing. Please check out the show of me interviewing her on this Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on New Thought Media Network. All right. Then after that, we have Sunday in Praise at Rockland CSL. And we are in our home theme for November. We're following the Global CSL's theme for November. And so the theme is home. And my topic this Sunday is roots and wings. Roots and wings. So I love what Eugene Holden says about this. Eugene Holden does affirmations in the Science of Mind magazine. And he said this: the deeper we go, the higher we fly. The deeper we go, our roots are deep, y'all. The higher we fly. Those are our wings. So join me this Sunday for Roots and Wings, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Go to rocklandcsl.org. Join us in service on Zoom, or you can watch the live stream on Facebook. And then, just as a save the date, the next Meditation with the Moon is December 7th at 8:30 p.m. I canceled Monday's Meditation with the Moon, as some of you know, because I was recovering from a real minor medical procedure, and I needed to just rest after having anesthesia. So I canceled Meditation with the Moon, but we got one more full moon before we welcome 2023, y'all. My goodness. December 7th, 8:30 p.m. Join me for Meditation with the Moon. So please put that in your calendars now so that you know. And I think that's it for today. So join me tomorrow. Let's see what story I will share with you tomorrow and the message that it has for each and every one of us. So I just thank you all so much for being with me today. I will see you all tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on New Thought Media Network. And a shout out to New Thought Media Network for opening this platform for such positivity, programming all day long. So please support New Thought Media Network by going to their website and making a donation if you feel so moved to do so. Hey, Tim, we got a big old yes, yes, yes there. I appreciate that. All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Remember, check in. Check in with yourself and see what story are you telling yourself. And then if you need to shift, make that shift. One little baby step, one movement out of that rut, right? And if it's a good story, keep it going. Keep it going. So peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. You are very welcome, Nan. Let's live life in joy. Yes, connected to our yes.